events and issues shaping our community. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
It's Children's Week in Tallahassee. I'm Spiro Canton, and we're here in the courtyard of the state capitol as all the festivities are kind of winding down a little bit. Representative Luis Garcia from District 107. It encompasses Key Biscayne, Miami, and Miami Beach. You're with us now. And thanks very much for joining us.
You're also forgetting Miami and Coral Gables and Pinecrest. Oh, and Key Biscayne.
And Key Biscayne.
Yeah.
Possibly a lot of water in there too.
Absolutely. Well, they used to be a city called Islandia, you know.
That's right.
That they did away with it, but you know, for those of us that have been in Dade County for about 50 years, we remember those things.
This has been a kind of an interesting session for you, and you've been up here for what, about 3-4 years now, right?
I'm in my 4th session right now.
Right. And this has been interesting, a little bit unique.
It's been unique because the amount of committee meetings we have had compared to the shortened length of the legislative sessions.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we had a long legislative session to debate the teachers' plan. That took us about 13 hours. But other than that, you know, have been very short sessions.
Well, let's get into the Senate Bill 6. I'm sorry, getting confused with another bill. But let's talk a little bit about what's going on as far as the budget is concerned. This is the third time that the budget's gone down in the state of Florida. That's historic in its own right.
Well, you know, Florida, we have been privileged to have had tremendous economy for the last, since the 70s. You know, we had a big slowdown in '74, then we sort of had a hiccup somewhere in the 90s. But you know, for the last probably 15 years, we have had a pretty strong economy. Now, for the last 3 years, they have been trying years. And we have been very lucky to be able to balance our budget with the stimulus money coming from Washington. And we hope to do the same thing this year again.
Let's talk a little bit about Senate Bill 6, and that's an issue that I think has impassioned a lot of teachers and parents throughout the entire state.
Well, it's an issue that the frustration to it is that it was a bill that was crafted by Senator Thrasher, you know, the chairman of the Republican Party in the Senate, and he had passed both houses without even one amendment. You know, not even the health bill in Washington went that way. You know, he has several, you know, multitude of amendments. Here, we have offered in excess of 60 amendments, and the majority hasn't accepted none of them. Spiro, in my experience as a legislator, from the municipal side to the state side, I had never found a bill that could not be improved. There's always something that can make a bill better.
Right.
In this case, this bill hasn't been given the chance of being improved.
What about education funding?
Well, education funding in Dade County, we're still suffering the effects of the 2004 legislature when they readjusted the formula for funding, where we took a big pay cut. Because at that time, the state would provide the funding for each student depending where they live, depending the cost of living in that county. In 2004, they determined that everybody was going to get the same. So the student that, they paid the same thing for a student that attends school in Dade or Broward County that is a lot more expensive to reside as there is to be in Palm Bay or Plant City or
even though the cost of living there is totally different.
So you know the cost of living is different. So again, if you look, even Tallahassee, the cost of living in Tallahassee is so cheaper, and as you drive around, you see the buildings and you see the quality of education, and it's better than what we have down in South Florida because they got more money per. They got the same amount per student, but it costs less to educate them.
Well, thanks very much for joining us. It's good to have you here. Representative Luis Garcia from District 107, which takes care of a lot of Eastern Dade County, our guest this hour. We're here on the courtyard of the state capitol. I'm Spiro Canton. Thanks for joining us.